G'day, it's Hayley Carr here, coming to you from my little riverside cottage in Australia. Welcome to the Super Freak podcast. I run a boutique coaching agency from right here, my farmhouse, with clients all over the globe. And in this show, I'm welcoming you into my world, into my home, and sharing the powerful philosophies, mindsets, and insights that make super talented, super freaky people able to create crazy good results sustainably, on repeat, and almost effortlessly, so you can do it too. These riffs are inspired by conversations with the incredible people that I coach every single day, which I've been doing for over a decade, and from my own experience as a world champion martial artist. I love destroying big ideas until they're teeny tiny bits of genius that you can take with you, understand, remember, repeat, and use to create miraculous results with ease. You'll learn here about what I call yin-style leadership, keeping the spark and the polarity in your relationships, financial empowerment, slowing down to achieve more, and regenerative, sustainable success in any kind of high-pressure, high-achievement-focused circumstances. So hold on to your hats, folks, and listen out for your insight of the day. I'm going to show you how to become immune to fear, failure, and feeble thinking. And before you know it, you'll be chasing down with ease and enthusiasm what you may have thought was impossible just yesterday. Let's dive in to today's episode. Hello, welcome back to the Super Freak podcast. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody recently. As you know, these conversations with you are me reflecting and sharing on conversations that I have privately in my practice coaching people. And I was speaking with somebody who would like to become my apprentice recently, and we were talking about the 3 layers of coaching. And I felt like it was a very interesting and fun topic to share here with you because I haven't heard this spoken about anywhere, probably just because I don't listen very much. But anyway, so we were having this beautiful conversation about the 3 wheels and the way that I perceive a coaching practice, or the 3 layers of a successful coaching practice are your own genius. That's the first one. Number 2, understanding the subconscious way the mind works, which applies to all human beings. And 3 is the business of coaching. So I'm going to talk you through each of these 3 things because they are very unique, very different. And if you are somebody who loves coaching, wants to have a business, or wants to grow a coaching business, you might find it really useful to learn about the 3 different parts of it. You might learn about where your next move might be in terms of growing and learning for yourself. So when someone often wants to become a coach, it's usually because they've had a really wonderful experience with a coach, or they have learned about the value of coaching through an experience that was maybe not linked to a direct coaching experience. So for example, in my case, I was a world champion athlete and I used to do martial arts. It was a long time ago now, but I came across neuro-linguistic programming and coaching. My karate coaches were incredible human beings who always had just the right thing to say in just the right moment that would push me 100 times harder when I thought I had nothing left. And I was so devoted to my growth in my martial arts, not just because I was very passionate about performing and I loved martial arts, but I really loved my coaches. I loved learning from them and being with them. And I loved the way that they could have such an impact with so little words. That was my first introduction to coaching. And I became fascinated with, like, how is it that someone can say something so wise and so wonderful in a short space of time and leave me feeling this way? So that was my first kind of introduction to coaching. And then I sort of found my way into it. I guess maybe I should do another podcast about how I really got into coaching. But I think that it's either from a direct experience, like I said, with a coach, or something has kind of happened. And we then want to make a positive impact, whether it be from an experience that we have had. We want to contribute to the conversation or contribute to the world, contribute to that area of study or contribute to that area of expertise. And we want to be a part of that. We want to support, we want to help. So a lot of the time when you're learning the skills of coaching, which I believe everybody can learn, I believe that if we all had these tools and the ability to practice them, then it wouldn't just be coaches that benefit. The whole world would benefit, because coaching is really just leadership, and leadership is everywhere. It's in relationships, it's in parenting, it's in our self-leadership in business. It's everywhere. So, but one of the first things that we start to have the conversation around is something called a niche. And I think it gets called a niche in different parts of the world. So niche, same thing. I think that's one of the first places people go. What's your niche? Where do I want to work with people? What is the area of expertise I want to specialize in? Who am I going to work with? It's the people that you're passionate about, the topic that you're passionate about, the arena that you want to work with people in. So let's say it's something like parenting, or it's business, or it's executives or athletes or business owners, whatever it might be. So we have a niche, and this is often where I think the conversation kind of stops, and a lot of people will get their coaching certification and then express to me some frustration, or not really frustration, actually, a feeling of like emblazoned passion in having this amazing skill, but then feeling like, I've got these actions and accountability and a way that I can support people. I'm very passionate about these particular people in this particular space. But then what happens is they're like, but my business isn't growing. I don't know how to grow my business. And also I feel like when a client is expressing a really intense fear, or they're displaying like subconscious sabotages, I don't know what to do. So coaching is not just for coaches, right? I have a lot of clients and students who've come through my training who are like naturopaths and teachers and psychologists and doctors. And so what can happen is we can be having conversations with patients or clients wherever we happen to be. And I remember one particular conversation having it with a naturopath, and she said, I have this amazing naturopathic plan for my patients, and they want the help, and they've invested the time and money and energy in coming to see me. And, we've made a plan to eradicate some foods and do some testing and all that kind of jazz. And they know what they should be doing, but they just don't do it. And this is where a lot of coaches start to feel stumped, because a client will say to them, I have a fear of success, or I have a fear of failure, or I have a lot of anger, or whatever. I have like this limiting belief about myself, or they discover it and they don't know what to do. And so the second layer, not only about understanding, your niche and what you are most passionate about and where your coaching really sits in the world, is then understanding the human mind, understanding how the human mind works. And this is applicable no matter what niche you're in, no matter what kind of person that you work with. If you can understand how the subconscious works, this is the second part of it, you will have so much ability to lead and inspire and bring power to conversations where beforehand it was just accountability and actions and hoping it all goes really well and they do what you say. But we all know as human beings, we have self-sabotaging behaviors. Oftentimes you've heard me talk about this in so many ways. There's secondary gain. There is a benefit to staying where we are. There's unconscious patterns that are playing out where if we do X, then I respond with Y response. There is so much going on in the subconscious worldview and patterning of every single human being that I believe it is doing a great service as a coach. And of course, I'm biased, right? Because I have a training that teaches this, but I'm so passionate about it. That's why I teach it. I believe that it's our responsibility as coaches to understand how the subconscious mind works so we can take that to the niche, to the expertise that we work with. And so there's nothing that can feel like it's going to stop you or stump you in a conversation with the people that you most like to work with when it comes to there's something going on and I can't see it. I have this block and I don't know how to unblock it. I can see that I'm supposed to do this thing and I don't know why. If I take this action, it's going to inhibit me in this other area of my life, and therefore I'm feeling this internal conflict. We need to know as coaches what to do with that. So they're the two layers when it comes to the trade. It's you and your niche, understanding what you're most passionate about, where you can best serve, who you absolutely love working with, how you know the problems that you've solved before, maybe the experience that you've had. The second is understanding the human mind. And if you don't have a niche, if you don't feel like you've got a lot of experience in this life, understanding these subconscious patterns is going to help you no matter what area of life you are in, because it applies to every single human being across the board, and you can work on your niche from there. So understanding the person's subconscious beliefs, their behaviors, their conflicts, their values, their emotions, their motivations, their attitudes, their highest motivating factors, what's going on inside of them that might be preventing them and having them sabotage why they go for what they go for, why they hate what they hate, why they love what they love. Being able to utilize this to really motivate and inspire and propel a person forward is going to change their life. So that's the two pieces to the front end, what I would call the front end of coaching, the skill and the trade of coaching. When you understand the two of these things, you can apply your real world lived experience, your expertise, your power, your profession to the understanding of how a human being works, and have a really beautifully powerful example of what's possible, but then also the ability to support people in moving through those weird, funky little roadblocks that we go through. Then the third piece is the back end piece. It is the business of the trade. And a lot of people skip over this, right? They think, I want to be a coach. I'm going to learn how to be a coach. I'm going to learn how to do the trade of coaching. I'm going to learn neuro-linguistic programming, or I'm going to take a coaching certification course. And sometimes it addresses a bit of business, and as they should, but not all coaching courses are going to teach you every single factor about business. Business is a whole beast in and of itself. And so a lot of people will say, well, I love coaching, but I am not good with numbers. I'm a creative person. I'm not good with numbers. Or I just like serving people. I just like being with people. I just like the coaching side of it. My friend, if you cannot enjoy the business side of the trade as much as you love and thrive in the trade, you are going to hold yourself back, and you're going to find you're limited in where you can go with it for the rest of your life. It's just part of it. If you want to have a business, you need to understand business as well as the trade of your business. And I'm very passionate about this topic because at the time of recording this right now, it's 2022. In 2022, anyone can start a business. We have this thing called the internet. You can hang up your shingle in the way of making a graphic on Canva and starting a Facebook page, and there you go, there's your business, and having a PayPal link. It's so easy. But understanding the mechanics of business is an art and a skill, and something that we need to devote ourselves to, in my opinion, which doesn't mean much, right? But people say that they hate that business part. Now, there is the trade, and then there's the business of the trade. And in order to create something magnificent, both of these sides have to be working. And if you're the boss, it really is better to inspect what you expect too. So palming it off to someone else and hoping that they're going to do a great job in the beginning is probably not going to serve you, because you wouldn't know whether they are or they aren't. Now, you can totally have people helping you and taking care of all the departments that you have no interest in, right? And at the same time, inspect what you expect means learn about business so you can have the conversation about business and grow the business as well. So most of the time in a coaching practice, we're only focusing on one place. We're focusing either on our niche, and then usually on like Instagram or social media or something like that. And so I want to help you expand and broaden your horizons here and understand that a successful coaching practice has 3 pieces to it: understanding humans, understanding business, and then applying your niche to both of those things. Okay. So we have subconscious ways that we sabotage ourselves. No matter what niche you're in, you're going to need to understand that about a human. If you have a particular niche or a passion or a certain type of person that you love working with, it's going to emblazon your business, because you will have very, 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 very core specialty and something that you're wonderful at. It makes it very easy to market and to find the right people because you specialize in that, especially if you have some kind of success or experience with the type of person that you work with. So you might not have worked with, the specific type of person that you want to work with, but let's say you've transitioned out of being in the army or something. There's a certain psychographic, there's a certain type of mentality that you would know so very well from your past experience that you can bring over to your coaching practice in your niche or whatever you want to call it. So in my world, for example, I was a martial artist, and in my martial arts, I learned so many things, not just about coaching, but about high performance, about continuing, about coming first, and learning about the pressure that gets applied to us in competition and the pressure that we can put on ourselves in high performance. And so having that level of understanding and understanding the psychographic of the type of person that I typically work with, we can have this beautiful conversation about high performance. We can have the beautiful conversation about how human minds and subconsciouses work, so we can refine it and make sure that it is working in all of the directions that we want to go. And then the third place is obviously understanding how a business works. So all those three wheels work together. So if you have a business, if you're looking at starting a business, have a think about each of these three wheels. And I would say they're probably three separate areas of study, three separate fields of work that you want to work in. But have a think about it. If you're in coaching business for yourself already, maybe you have focused on one or two, and there's a third that you want to focus on. Maybe you've just focused on one, and there's two more that you can focus on. But understanding these three wheels is going to be so powerful for you to grow and expand your business and your work and your ability to hold space for people, your ability to hold more visibility, and to find the perfect clients and create and craft the perfect business for you. And I truly believe that coaching is just the best job ever, because you can really do it in any way that suits you. As a human being, you can do it wherever you are, however you want. It's so rewarding to be able to help someone and really, really see the help that you can give them. And I share this because A, if you don't have the business knowledge, then you're not going to have the reach that you want to have. B, if you don't have the subconscious knowledge about how a human being works, you're not going to be able to truly help someone through their stuff if everything's just about moving them forward and setting actions and setting goals and keeping them accountable. If we're constantly sabotaging, we need to know how to help someone actually through that. And then 3, if you don't have that specific knowledge about who you are and who you want to work with and what you are most passionate about and your most preferred niche, it makes it really hard for people to be able to find you and understand why you are the perfect person to work with them. I hope this has given you some food for thought. I hope it inspires you to take some action today and to start looking into different ways that you can really start to develop and hone that craft a little bit more. And of course, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about the subconscious with me or business, you are most welcome to get in touch and find out more about that. In fact, my neuro-linguistic programming, which is subconscious training, Be Your Own Coach, NLP Immersive Certification, is happening and opening up this November. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. If you'd like to join the waitlist, you can go to hayleycarr.tv/NLP-training and sign yourself up for the waitlist there. I look forward to speaking to you in our next episode, and I will see you soon. If this helped you, please feel free to share it. Feel free to let me know which of the 3 wheels you're going to be working on, and I'll see you in the next episode. Remember, everything you want is so much closer than you think. So stay curious, stay open. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for being here and listening in with me today. I'm really grateful to be gracing your ears. Of all the things you could be listening to right now, you're right here with me. So thank you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What was your one insight of the day? How are you going to apply it? Why not tell me in a review? If you know someone who would love this, please do share it with them. It's the best kind of compliment. So you could take a screenshot, you could tag me on Instagram and be that super freak who shares what's working for you with your world. And if you want more, you might like to check out my website, hayleycarr.tv. It's linked in the notes. It's there. You can find out about all the ways we can play even more together. And you can also get a free copy of my book and download a free copy of the Super Freak Self-Coaching Scorecard 2, which a lot of people are having a lot of fun with right now. Remember, everything you want is so much closer than you think. So stay curious, stay open, and say yes. I'll see you soon.